Hey guys, it's Vince with CG Vinyl Studio, and today I've got a much smaller print here because we're getting a lot of questions on working with smaller material. They're like, you know what, you're printing a lot of larger sheets, how do you work with smaller sheets? Well, the process, of course, is still the same. I'm doing lamination right now. Once again, we're filling orders, and you can see how long I make my tape. The one thing I want you to really pay attention to is where my registration marks are. Now, I make enough profit, as you will make enough profit, to leave yourself enough space to overcut the vinyl safely. And the reason you want to leave yourself enough space for the registration marks is when you come over with your straight edge, like you've seen in my previous video to do lamination, you can see that I'm not hitting the registration marks, but I have plenty of room here to apply the masking tape. And what that does is, of course, we don't want to disturb our ink. And of course, I'm over the laminate right now. We have not done anything, so I'm not disturbing any of the possible print underneath, which is fine. But it still gives you visualization of seeing exactly how this tape is put down to hold our actual graphic substrate and then go over with the laminate. And you can see how clean this is. So again, same principle here. Just come up to that registration mark, center this, and you've got plenty of meat there to add the tape. And that's going to hold down your smaller sheets. So again, the process is still the same. And again, we still have, if I lift the straight edge, you're still going to see we have a slight buckling. You can see the sheet is not 100% down. And that's exactly what you want. And the reason you want that is you want a little play, and I said this in the previous video, whether you're using a large sheet or small sheet, you want a little play as that silicone roller of the laminator comes back. It allows the vinyl to kind of seat itself, and that's what we want. And you can see exactly what we've got here. Now, of course, I will clean the vinyl underneath, but right now, we'll go over that. And Joanna does have these in our store. These are our microfiber towels. They're very, very fine. They do not leave any lint, and they come over, and you just touch your print with this. And on a smaller sheet, you can fold this back. I'm not going to speak as I do this because this material will pick up everything in the air. Just roll it back, and that's it. Come back over. Now, I recommend always with the microfibers, I like to fold them. That's just my preference. Make myself a nice little towel, drop it on, and just hold your finger down, light pressure, and come across. And again, I'm doing a small sheet, so therefore I don't need a lot of anything really superficial to come over here and hold anything. If the sheet was longer, of course, you'd want to make sure that your hand is on the sheet, or if you have more of a more open spot on the bottom of the print, you would do that. Put your hand there and just make sure you've got leverage. But overall, working with smaller sheets is the same thing, guys. Actually, these are great to practice with because you're still going to make the same money in terms of whatever graphic you're producing. A lot of people say, well, on smaller sheets, I don't make as much. Well, actually, you do because you can do them faster. You can see right now, this is much easier to work with than a larger sheet. So if you're practicing, start small, work your way into gradual larger sheets, and you'll see that the process is the same. The thing about larger sheets when working with the laminator is understanding when you're using tempered glass, going through, you want to make sure everything is down, all the wetting process, the way I showed you, all of that is taken care of. But if you do all that on a small sheet, you should be able to carry that process over pretty much seamlessly to the larger ones. The only thing I always do is come over here to the edge, make sure I'm sealed. You can see I've got very little bubbling. And you can see how that creases where it meets. It's virtually dead on because the 3M 8518 is such a thin overlaminate that at 2/1000 of an inch it adheres so perfectly, and you can see it just falls right over. So we're all set here, guys. Again, keep the questions coming. I love to hear your ideas. Any comments will definitely help you if you have any questions dealing with this. Again, I've done this process for years with Joanna, so it really has become second nature. Nothing is perfect. There is no perfect method. The idea is practice, 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 and you just keep getting better. Thank you all for your support. Take care.